Hello and welcome back to GS Simple. In this video I will show you how we can create from a DTM a better looking representation of the feature of the terrain. In one of the preceding videos I showed you the use of a shade image along with the DTM to have a better representation of the feature of our study area. And in this video I will show you how we can use the slope raster, a modified version of the slope raster that can be used instead of the traditional hill shade to represent the feature of our study area in a more realistic way. So the first step that we have to take is to create the slope raster from our DTM. So we can search for our tool, which is the slope and slope. So the input raster is of course the DTM. The output raster is slope. We can calculate this slope in degrees, so usually I find it useful to put an underscore and then DGR to just to remind me that the slope is in degree. And then so output measurement is degrees, Z factor optional, let we just keep the one that is provided by default, and we click OK. The tool is now running. And so we have our slope raster. By default, as you can see, the slope raster will be broken down into classes. We don't want that. We don't want a raster with values broken down into classes, so we double click or right click on the slope degrees layer. We select stretched, and then we just click here. We invert the color scale. So by this color scale, this gray scale is going from black to white, and so the lowest values will be given black color, the highest values will be given a white color. We don't want that, we want just the opposite, and so we click on invert, and so as you can see the color ramp will be inverted, so the lowest values of the slope will be given a white color, and the highest values a black color. And so in our case, as far as the slope is concerned, flat areas, so areas with low values of slope, will be given white, and a portion of the terrain with a very high slope will be given a dark color, and the highest values of the slope will be given a black color. So we click apply, we click OK, and as you can see, now we have something that recalls the hill shade, but is different, and sometimes this kind of representation, that is also called slope shade, is more useful than the hill shade, but this is a matter of individual and personal taste. And as you can see, on top of the slope shade, we have our contour lines that are barely visible because they are in black. And we could, as we did with the hill shade, we could give transparency to our slope shade raster. So we double click display transparency, we give like 70% transparency, and we zoom in a little bit, and so Maybe we can make it less transparent, like 60%. Okay, so we have 3 layers overimposed one on top of the other. So we have our contour lines with the contour interval of 250 meters, our slope shade raster that are providing us with some details of the terrain and with a better representation of the feature of our terrain, and the DTM whose values have been broken down into classes. Each class corresponds to 250 meters, and the DTM is providing us with information about the height of the terrain. So overall, this is a nice looking representation of the feature of the terrain in this portion of our study area. So that's all for now. Please give a thumb up if you like this video, and if you want to, please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.